When I fled, the situation was rather chaotic throughout the whole provincial town. I saw people died in the places where the fighting occurred, and that when I was trying to flee the provincial town, and it was the location where the southwestern advisor soldiers focused in the attack, that is the provincial town of the province.
Okay, thank you. I believe I owe the rest of the time to the Khieu Samphan defense.
Thank you, co-prosecutor. I'd like to hand the floor now to the defense team for Khieu Samphan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I won't be very lengthy. Good afternoon, civil party. My name is Antagise, and I'm the co-international counsel for Khieu Samphan. And it is in this capacity that I'm going to put to you a few questions of clarification. My first question is tied to your marriage. You said that you got married during a collective ceremony, and you said that you did not remember the age of your wife, but do you remember how old you were when you got married?
I was 25 years old that year. I can say I was about 25 years old.
Fine. And you said that your wife was a bit younger than you. So without remembering her exact age, do you remember, however, if she seemed younger than you by 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 years? Can you give us an idea? Was she between 20 to 25 years old, or was she between 18 and 20 years old? Or can you give us an idea of how old she might have been?
From my estimate, she was about 5 years younger than me.
So you agree that she was about 20 years old, approximately, correct?
Yes.
Now, regarding another point, do you have a brother by the name of Mesam?
No, I don't. I have an elder brother, but I do not have a younger brother.
Well, there might have been a problem in the interpretation, because I didn't say if he was older or younger. So you therefore do confirm that you have a brother by the name of Mesam, even if he is your older brother. Is that correct?
I have an older brother, and he is the eldest brother, and his name is Mei Som, not Mei Sang.
Je vous prie d'expliquer.
My apologies for my poor pronunciation. I would like now you to clarify what you said today. You said that you lost many relatives, and I heard the figure of 50. So I don't know if there was an issue here with the translation. You said that you lost 50 relatives, 50 members of your family. Or did you rather mean that you lost 50% of your family? Could you please specify here?
I spoke about the loss of my family members, my cousins, my nephews, who were evacuated to Bosat province, and at least I lost 50 people, that is my relatives and family members, and not 50%, and they were all killed by the Pol Pot clique.
Your brother, Mesom, who was your older brother, did you have the same father and the same mother?
My son is my elder brother. We had the same parents.
Avec l'autorisation. With the permission of you, Mr. President, I would like to be able to provide the civil party with the document E3/5954. This is the form of his brother, the victim Mei Sung, and we would like to be able to show the ERN in English 00427070, in Khmer 00478481, the first page of the document. And the second page that interests me in this document is ERN in English 00427074, and in Khmer 00478490.
President, court officer, please take the document and present it to the civil party.
Donc je vais vous demander. So I gave you those 2 pages. Can you confirm for me that on the first page that this is indeed your brother? Is this the identity of your brother and the identity of your parents on this first page? So on the line 1, the number of your brother, the line 8, the name of your father, Melang, and the name of your mother, Roy Oi. Once again, please excuse my pronunciation, especially to those in the interpreter's booths.
Est-ce qu'il s'agit bien de votre frère?
Is this indeed your brother?
Answer. After I have seen the first page of the document, there is the name of my brother in number 1, and number 3 it states about the place of birth of my brother, and number 8. It is not right. It is surely the name of my grandfather, but the first name is not right. My father's name is Mai Lam, and my mother's name is Ru Oi, and it is written in the document is as Ruoi. It is not really my mother's name. President, Mr. Civil Party, please read the document to yourself, but do not state all the names in public. Civil Party. Yes, Mr. President, but what I was saying is the different name that some of the names were used in our biography.
I would like to clarify for the attention of the chamber and the parties that perhaps the problem comes from the fact that what I gave was a translation in Khmer. So let's try to clarify in another way. Do you know the date of birth of your older brother? Is 15 May of 1947 of any significance to you?
President, Judge Lavange, you can have the floor now.
Maître Guisset, la Chambre est un peu...
Counsel Guisset, the chamber is a bit concerned with all the details that you could be given, because I believe that this civil party, remember this civil party, rather, agreed to testify under the condition that the civil party's identity would not be revealed. So all of these details about this identity, I think, present a problem. Counsel. Yes, indeed, that's something I had forgotten. There are some particular details. Hopefully, the transcript can be redacted as necessary. I'm a bit embarrassed. I had, in fact, forgotten that detail. So without going into the details, but because you do have the document in front of you, the information about the occupation of your brother in number 6, does that correspond to his occupation? Without mentioning what the profession is, does it correspond with the profession that he had?
Answer. I had left my parents in late 1972 or early 1973. I do not really know their previous occupation, and I do not know whether they are consistent with what is written in this document.
In number 10 of the same document, there is an indication of a physical characteristic of the person in question. Does that correspond to what you have in your memory?
Answer. That is correct. It corresponds.
Je voudrais maintenant aller
I would now like to go to the second page of your document, so 004277074 in English, and Khmer 004784990. And what is of interest to me is a small d, where your brother talks about the members of his family that he lost throughout the DK period. This is what is indicated, and I will be quoting in English because the document exists only in English.
Je ne vais pas citer le nom de la...
I won't be saying the name of the commune in order to try to make up for my earlier errors.
Those of us living in X commune were dealt with more severely. I lost 8 of my family members, including my parents, elder brother, younger sister, nephews, and uncles. All of these family members, except my parents, were killed in strong collective in Bakan district, Pursat province.
I did not mention the names of the villages or the commune. So my question is, I would like to know about this figure, 8 members of my family that your brother says he lost during the Democratic Kampuchea regime. Do these correspond to your family members, and how can you explain the difference between the number that he gives and the number that you give?
Answer. In fact, here it describes about members of the family and parents, but the document does not describe about the distant relatives who passed away. So as for the siblings, it is correct. And it's correct also concerning the mother or parents.
And also concerning the nephews and uncles, is that correct?
Answer. That does not include the relatives, nephews and uncles, and the description here is about the siblings and parents only.
Donc, si je comprends.
So if I understand correctly, there is an error on this form as it was filled out by your brother?
Answer. Talking about my siblings and parents, the number mentioned in the document is correct.
Peut-être.
Perhaps in order to avoid a problem in interpretation, I will ask my co-counsel to provide some clarifications about your family, because in the English translation we have a mention of nephews and uncles, and it seems that you are not including it in your response. So I would like to just be sure that this is indeed the case?
Kung Samon, thank you. I would like you to clarify about your relatives. When you said uncles, does the word uncle include the or the brother of your parents as well? So could you clarify it for the chamber? Answer. I was talking about my relatives and siblings who had been evacuated from Svay Rieng to Bosat. To my recollection, my biological siblings and parents, together with the in-laws and their children, and also my uncles, their wives and husband, together with all the children, nephews and nieces, were at least 50 of them who had been killed.
A question in relation to the parents of your wife, your in-laws. Are these the family members of the wife that you married during the Democratic Kampuchea regime?
Yes. I included the in-laws. There is the siblings of my wife as well who had died over there.
Vous avez évoqué.
You spoke about the marriage ceremony which took place in order to celebrate your marriage when you married your wife as part of a collective marriage ceremony. Were the members of your family present at this marriage? And when I say members of your family, I'm talking about your in-laws. Were there family members of your wife at that time? Is that when you met them, or did you meet them later?
During the time when I got married, family members were not invited in the ceremony or in the wedding. If we had a parent, mother or father, the mother or the father would be allowed to be present in the wedding. As for the family members of the couples, they were present at the kitchen hall in the village where the wedding was organized.
And when you say that the family was in this village hall, did you yourself go there after the marriage ceremony?
After the wedding, my wife was introduced to my family members, and she was introduced to cousins, relatives, and my distant relative as well. We were at the kitchen hall having meals together after the wedding.
Monsieur le Président, j'en ai terminé.
Mr. President, I have no further questions.
President, thank you very much. Council, you have the floor now. Council Copper.
Yes, thank you. I have one follow-up question, Mr. President. Mr. Civil Party, following up the questions from my colleague, in that same document, E3/5954, relating to your brother, he lists as his nationality Khmer Krom. Was your brother a Khmer Krom, and were you a Khmer Krom?
Answer. I was not a Khmer Krom. I was the real Khmer. I was not a Khmer Krom. And the same applies to my elder brother.
For your reference, Mr. President, I was referring to English ERN 00427076, where it lists the personal particulars of the brother, and it says nationality Khmer Krom.
President, you may proceed now, co-prosecutor.
Just to bring to everyone's attention, however, the first page, personal information, lists the nationality. Box number 4 is Khmer.
President, finally, Mr. Civil Party, I would like to know whether or not you have any victim impact statements to make, or do you have any questions to put to the accused through the chamber? If so, please proceed. Civil Party. Good afternoon, Mr. President, Your Honors, and the Chamber. I would like to briefly describe my biography, said the Civil Party, and I would like Mr. President to raise the two suggestions or proposals from me. In fact, I want the accused to answer frankly about the torture inflicted on me, as well as the attempt to kill me. I was tied, my hands were tied behind my back, and I was asked to run after the bicycle, and I was dragged along the road, and I was also deprived of meal. Number 2, I was taken into an enclosure or a pen, cow pen, in order to be killed, and I was treated as animals. And point number 3, after I was arrested, I was tied, and in order that they could take me to be killed, and as a result, I was injured, and I became a disabled person. One of my arms was injured, and the injury sustained until today. I have been going around to different hospitals who have the treatment of my injured arm, but it is in no way. And because of my disabled arm, I am in a difficult situation to make a living. I would like Mr. President to ask the accused who is responsible for my suffering, and in particular, who is responsible for the disabled arm that I have sustained until today, because the veins have been removed from my disabled arm. So who is responsible for my injury? I would like Mr. President to ask the question, to put the question to the accused. President, thank you very much, Mr. Civil Party. The Chamber would like to inform you, Mr. Civil Party, that as of today, the 2 accused still invoke the right to remain silent. Please be informed. I thank you very much. The Chamber is grateful to you, Mr. Civil Party, and the hearing of the victim impact statement and also your injury as a civil party, which you stated that you suffered and underwent during the Democratic Cambodia has now come to an end. Your testimony and statement is contributing to the ascertainment of the truth. You may now be accused and may return to any places you wish to go. I wish you good luck, good health, and prosperity as always. Court officer, please work with the vessel to send the civil party to the place where he wishes to go. It is now time for the adjournment. The Chamber will resume its hearing tomorrow on 18 August 2016 at 9 a.m. Tomorrow, the Chamber will start to hear a witness, 2 CCW 1029, in relation to internal purchase. Please be informed and be on time. Security personnel are instructed to bring the 2 accused, Mr. Nunjia and Kyusampon, back to the ECC's detention facility and have them return into the courtroom tomorrow on 18 August 2016 before 9 a.m. The court is now adjourned.